Welcome to another episode of Smash JT, and here come the games for our beloved console, the Atari VCS. Oh yeah, here we go. These are what we have been waiting for. Oh my god, I can't fake it anymore, guys. This is pathetic. This is ridiculous. This is one of the most atrocious emails I have ever seen in my entire life, and this lends credence to the fact that the Atari VCS is not only a complete scam, but that it is going to fail miserably if it ever does see the light of day. I woke up to this fantastic email this morning. Hello backers, fans, and followers. Ready for some exciting new Atari VCS news? After a bit more radio silence than we'd planned. Oh, Atari. Always doing that backroom shenanigans stuff that we have no idea what's going on for the longest time, and then you just come out and say, oh, here are the games. We're not ready to talk about something you've all been waiting to hear a lot about. The games! Awesome! Games! Something that everyone's been asking about for the longest time with the Atari VCS is what the heck is this thing even going to allow us to play? There's been a few reports. Atari themselves have come out and shown to be a little bit fraudulent. When I say a little bit, I mean 100%. When they showed games on the Atari VCS that they lied about, that they didn't even play on it. They were playing through another console, but they had the Atari VCS sitting up there like that was working and functional. Like a year ago. God, that was a long time ago. This is still up on the Atari VCS official YouTube channel, where they say they are playing Tempest 4000 on the actual Atari VCS. But they're not. See how they show the VCS there, and the guy's playing on the controller, supposedly? That's an Xbox controller, at least from the looks of it. And it's not plugged in to the Atari VCS. This is all a fake. It's a lie. They are scamming people. They don't do stuff like this. Real companies don't do stuff like this if they're actually legitimate. Basically saying that they were showing a game off that wasn't being played on the Atari VCS, and they played it off like it actually was, completely fabricating everything about it. So since then, we haven't heard anything about any games. So I woke up this morning to an email that says, "Here come our games, fellow backers. Check this out." It's not just a few games either. We're talking about thousands of games ready to play at launch of the Atari VCS. Thousands of games. Remember that number, by the way. Well, we're going to circle back to that one. As you're reading this, we have dropped a press release announcing our exclusive partnership with AntStream Arcade to deliver the entire retro Atari games backlog catalog to the Atari VCS, along with, once again that word, thousands of other fully licensed classic games available on the AntStream service. So, along with beloved Atari classics like Asteroid, Centipede, Missile Command, there are, third time, thousands of additional arcade, desktop, and console titles available, such as Bad Dudes vs. Dragon Ninja, Double Dragon, Jumpman, Metal Slug, and many others. What, thousands? Please check out the full Atari VCS AntStream Arcade PR, and oh, we will. And here is the exact press release sent out by our friend Mario Kroll at Uber Strategist, which kind of comes across as a scammy company as well, which I've done a deep dive on them, but I'm not going to dive into that one. If you want, I'll put a link to it in this. For immediate release, Atari partners with AntStream Arcade to deliver thousands of retro games to the Atari VCS video computer system. Atari VCS to launch with unique version of revolutionary game streaming platform, offering thousands of classic retro games, including Atari's vast library of console and arcade titles. Interesting, because didn't Atari say that the Atari games would be coming on the console free? Like you wouldn't need to buy anything else in order to get them? Yes, that's true. They have clarified there are some, but this is saying if you want the full experience of all the Atari games, or a vast majority of them, you're going to need to sign up for this service on the Atari VCS exclusively. There's a lot we got to get back to with this because they're throwing out a lot of buzzwords. The biggest thing is with this whole AntStream service, it was a Kickstarter that got funded a year ago. The first streaming platform for retro gaming, available on PC, Mac, Xbox One, and mobile devices. So this service is going to be available on the Xbox One if you want to play it in your living room. But wait, there's something very interesting about AntStream that I want to find out more. 2,000 games already licensed. More to be added over time. Multiple versions of a game supported. Spectrum, Arcade, Commodore 64. We have a huge library of licensed and carefully curated classic games available to play on demand. It's never been easier to play. No downloads, no FIDI emulators, just instant streaming. So they keep saying this word thousands and thousands and thousands, and then we read down further. While we will have 400 games on the platform when we launch in early access for our backers, this is just the beginning for us as we keep adding new games regularly. So hold on a second. This is supposedly out now? Estimated delivery June 2019, 400 games on the platform. But what about the thousands? This is the official website for AntStream Arcade, the future of retro gaming. 500 plus games. That's weird because everywhere in the press release it didn't say 1,000, it said thousands. But here on the main page of AntStream Arcade it says 500 plus. So either that hasn't been updated or there's some incorrect information that's been going on in the press release. Social challenges, instant streaming, multiple devices. So this is a streaming service for retro gaming, which is coming out the same time that Google Stadia is going to be streaming AAA titles. But okay, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe there's some gamers out there that want to participate in a retro streaming only service. How much is this going to set us back, Atari? The exclusive AntStream Arcade Atari VCS app will include the largest collection of Atari games available on demand in both original and enhanced edition formats, curated from across the brand's many arcade, home, and handheld platforms, accessible from the Atari VCS system dashboard. So this is going to be basically a gigantic advertisement every time you log on to your Atari VCS. There's going to be just this big thing that says, the AntStream Arcade app. You can play all these games, a free 30-day trial with subscription options available for $10 a month or $8 a month if you buy a yearly subscription. So you want to spend almost $100 a year to stream retro games. Not own, by the way. This is stream. Basically a Netflix for old movies. That's what this is basically boiling down to, for nearly $100 a year. The only difference is they're trying to be the Netflix of games. You can kind of see that with how they're old school and stuff like that. But the problem is you can just buy a device on Amazon. The Commodore 64 comes with 64 games pre-installed that you can own for 47 bucks shipped. Like, that's half the price and you own them. Now, I've played this Commodore 64 at a buddy's house. I didn't buy it myself because when I played it, I was like, the games are fun, but I don't really need that. I'm not going to really play them that much. The games don't really hold up whatsoever. Yes, I have a little bit of nostalgia for it. Yeah, I have a lot of memories with it, but the games weren't really that good. Let's be honest. I mean, they're fun to revisit, but then you play them and you're like, okay, yeah, now I see why I don't play these games anymore. But then there's a company trying to charge people $10 a month to play these games. $8 a month if you buy the annual subscription. Hundreds of retro games, not thousands. This is their official website. Hundreds, not thousands. But yet everywhere on the Atari press release, it says thousands, 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 thousands. What are these thousands of games, and what games would be in there that I would want to be paying $10 a month to be able to play these? Now, that's not all, though, that transpired today, because there was also an article on VentureBeat that was published by Dean Takahashi. And for those of you who may not be familiar with Dean or don't remember him, he's that dude that infamously could not beat Cuphead's tutorial. 26 minutes of him in the tutorial where he can't get through a basic area where you have to dash in the air. 26 minutes of this. This is a game reviewer. This is what this guy is infamously known for. This is just hard to watch. It's really hard to watch. This is him. This is an actual person playing a game. This is who wrote the article, by the way. So just give you guys a quick refresher on who wrote this article that I'm about to talk about. This is him. Had enough yet? Because it's 26 minutes of this. This is a game reviewer. This. Anyways, it's entertaining because it's so bad, but oh my god, it's so bad it's good. Dean Takahashi had an exclusive interview with the Atari VCS with Michael Arts, who I've done a deep dive on, and that guy is a shady character indeed. If you missed that video, I'll put a link to that as well here. Atari will have competition from the variety of other consoles, including Intellivision Amico, coming in 2020 with a focus on couch play with friends. That system will focus on bringing family-oriented classic gameplay. Michael Arts says, I think what they are doing is interesting. They are going for a very family-oriented play, which is great. We're trying to do something that is uniquely Atari by focusing on what our heritage is, by making a box that is very much hackable, like a hot rod, with the ability to upgrade the RAM and storage and play around with it. We wish them luck. What the hell is in Atari's heritage that has anything to do with hacking? Like a hot rod, and upgrading RAM and storage. That's not Atari's heritage. Atari's heritage is owning the 80s with a retro game console with classic titles. Had nothing to do with making anything hackable or upgrading RAM. He is not even on the same planet. These guys purchased the Atari name and don't even know what Atari stood for. But going on, this article is just basically a press puff piece showing these same images of the Atari VCS that we've seen a million times without any tangible evidence that they're making any progress whatsoever on the console itself. Anyways, that's the update we have for the Atari VCS today. Their big claim to fame, where they're so excited to get a press release out to tell everyone about the games, actually has nothing to do with any games coming from Atari. All they did was sign a deal with a third-party company that was a Kickstarter from last year that is already available on multiple platforms outside of the Atari VCS. And saying it's exclusive because you get a few Atari games that you can play on it? Are you kidding me? For $10 a month, people are going to pay that to play retro games on the Atari VCS? Why? Who in their right mind would do that? You play these games for free and emulators on your computer if you want to. You can play them on other platforms if you want to. Why would someone buy an Atari VCS to do that on that console? It makes zero sense. But hey, for those of you who were looking forward to games on the Atari VCS, I guess this counts? I just think it's weird that they're focused on the games that don't include any games that are coming to the Atari VCS that are actually new games that are exclusive to the Atari VCS. There's nothing new here. This is all just old rehashed stuff that already exists, plentiful supply everywhere else on the planet. So it's really not a good buying proposition to purchase an Atari VCS. If anything, this makes me wonder what's going on behind the scenes even more over at Atari VCS when they can't tell people what's going on their official Reddit page, where someone even wrote a message saying, I just read the Register's article and I have some concerns. And they wrote, hi, thanks for the feedback. Can you tell us about these struggles? No, we can't. We're working hard behind the scenes. Our primary struggle has been the initial delay due to the hardware upgrade, but we are currently on track and everything is going great. Well, that's just fantastic, Atari VCS. Thanks for the update where we had a little bit of a hiccup, but now everything's okay. What's okay? Who is your supplier? What was the delay about? What have you upgraded? What's changed? What is going into this Atari VCS in the first place? What actual games are we going to be able to play on this thing? Until you can answer anything, this thing is a complete joke. I'm going to leave the video right there. Let me know what you guys think about these games coming to the Atari VCS. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.